Hello. Okay, so the one thing that really caught my eye, especially when we were talking about it in class, is the English only laws that are essentially trying to make schools only speak English, or everyone in the country, I guess, to only speak English. And I think that's so messed up, to shut out people's culture and not accept other people's culture. I understand not requiring teachers to know other languages, but like, isn't that what we have translators for? And I don't know. But anyway, my nanny child, like I spoke with in class, she is 5 years old. School's always been hard for her. But she is in a new program that they're just now starting up. That's a dual education or a dual language program. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they speak English. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they speak only Spanish. So if she was learning about, she's 5, so she's not learning about verbs, but let's say she's learning about verbs and reading. She would learn about just regular verbs and on English days, but then they would have the exact same lessons on Spanish days, but they'd be in Spanish, only in Spanish. And it's been really beneficial for her, especially in math. She is really picking up on Spanish math more. Like, she understands it better for some strange reason. And I think it's just because it's opening up pathways for her. She's being more open to different ideas, and just paying attention more, and it's catching her. And it's just helping her think outside the box and understanding it in different kind of ways. But that's just my experience with it. And her 2 older sisters, actually, I just found out. I didn't even know this. I don't know how I didn't know. But they're also in the program, but they're starting later. So they're 14 and 11. And they don't like it as much just because, like, English is already their very predominant first language. So they're having a lot harder of a time picking up on this new language that they're learning. But the 5-year-old, starting at a young age, is a very, very beneficial thing for her. I also think it just opens up more room for diversity and for students to understand other cultures. Like, Lottie knows so much about the Spanish culture already. Like, she tells me all the time in Mexican restaurants and stuff like that, all these different facts. And she's 5. I don't know. It's wild how she already knows more than I do. That I've learned in my 20 years of life. But it's just fascinating to see how that can open doors. And also, it'll open doors for her in college. She'll be able to have more opportunities in college, because she can, I'm trying to see how long this has to be. She has 2 languages under her belt. She'll be able to be a translator, or she's just sought after more for that skill set, which I think is incredible, and I think it's very beneficial, and everyone should consider doing it. Okay, it's something else I wanted to touch on, but I can't remember what. I wrote it down. Inclusion. Literally everyone's talked about inclusion. Language, I just talked about that. Diversity in the classrooms, acknowledging other cultural backgrounds. Just letting your students be aware. Like, for example, when I student taught, we had a, or not student taught, but I observed in a classroom, there was a Jewish student. He had a yarmulke on, and the teacher let me know that at the beginning of the school year, they addressed why he wears the yarmulke, with his parents' permission and his permission, of course. They went through that and explained his cultural differences, and this is what his family believes, and if you have any questions, you can ask. And I think that also helps with bullying students that have different cultural beliefs. Like, let's say a Muslim student wearing a hijab, other students won't understand why, because maybe they haven't been informed at home. So I think cultural education to other students is very important to address in the classroom, and just to help other kids understand other kids' lives.